Part 2. My greedy stepmother is demanding that I hand over my late mother's house because my father told her she could. I arrived home, and the police were already talking to my father and stepmother. I approached them and my father looked at me and started shouting. He insulted me and called me a disgrace for calling the police on his own family. My stepmother tried to play the victim with the police, saying they were just visiting me and checking on how I was doing because I was still grieving the loss of my mother. I got angry and started cursing her for mentioning my mother. The police, confused and trying to calm the situation, asked for our versions privately. The officers took my father and stepmother to interrogate them, and during that time, I took a moment to calm down. I was shaking and just thought I could leave in peace, but my father kept ruining it. Then the officer approached me to interrogate me. I provided confirmation of my identity and ownership of the beach house, as well as the text messages my stepmother had sent. One full explanation of why they were trying to take away my property. The officers understood and made it clear they were on my side. One of the officers even seemed disgusted when he heard the whole story. The most incredible thing is that despite trying to tell them to leave and the warnings from the officers, it took them 1 hour until they finally decided to leave my property. I thanked the police and thought they would learn their lesson and leave me alone. But in the following days, they have continued to harass me with constant phone calls, threatening messages, and they even tried to get support from other relatives to pressure me into giving up my house. They kept trying to intimidate me into surrendering, but I won't. I documented everything, every call, text message, and the images of them trying to come to my house. I finally decided to take them to court. During the trial, my lawyer presented multiple pieces of evidence of their harassment. The judge was on my side. In the end, a restraining order was issued against my in-laws, prohibiting any further attempts to contact me or come to my house. Additionally, they were ordered to pay for damages, compensating me for emotional distress. My father and I looked at each other one last time, and his face was filled with disappointment and anger, but I didn't care. I cried tears of happiness afterward, while sitting in my living room. It was finally over, and I was finally at peace. I could finally restart my life. One couple of years later, I ended up getting married.